Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. How you doing, Gemini? Welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be a reading from the 3rd of October going through to the 9th of October. This is your weekly. Have you seen the October readings? Collective and also your personal reading. We also have the Equinox 3-month reading out as well. There's loads of things going on at the moment. The world is changing at such speed and madness. It's actually quite... it's a very interesting time to be alive. There's no doubt about it. So it'd help you out to see those sort of readings. What you can see here to the side of me is, yes, it is our sun. And what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be doing a normal Astroflower reading, but then we're going to be clarifying using the sun's energies. So at the moment, you could see that sort of coronal hole coming across. But you can also have filament energies. Now that's earth and water energies. You as a sign are air and fire, but if you bring up your Astroflower elements flower, which you can now see here, you'll realize that actually there's a lot of earth in you and there's quite a bit of water. So yeah, there's no air inside you whatsoever. It's all on the surface. All the mental stuff is on the surface for you. You know, you don't deep things too much. You just gently go on, and you're very nice to the world outside, because that's where you put your attention basically into your connection with other people. And it's very beautiful. And you're a very reliable person because you've got that earth, and also you've got quite a lot of fire, which is quite a bit of passion. So let's just go straight in here and see what's going on with your overall energies. To see the clarification, you're going to have to see to the end of this reading and see how that sort of plays in. So the overall energy is going through you at the moment. It's almost as if like you want things to happen, and it's not the outside world that's bringing it in. So here, the overall energy here is kind of saying you have those possibilities. Now you have to use them, and it's you who has to start. Once you start using them, that's when you're going to create a bit of traction, and energy will then take over the rest. So it does need, energy is like it's almost waiting for you to start. Oh, blimey, what's going on? Is there a lot of emotions playing through you at the moment, Gemini? I think it could be a tricky time, because you've got that cardinal water that comes up from Cancer coming up through you there. And maybe you're feeling a little hurt because the world's not living up to what... It's almost like you're disappointed. This is not disappointed in one person. And it may well be for some of you that, you're breaking up with someone, there's a separation and stuff like that, or you're going for a particularly stressful, heart-aching time. I don't think that's everybody. I think that's obviously, some, but not everybody. And in general, I think here is a case here is, I think it's more sort of like disappointment than anything else. But it's as if you've applied yourself in the world and the world hasn't just given it back. And you're just kind of going, well, what's the point? That's what it feels like. That's what that energy feels like. And it may sort of give you a lot of clarity on your position this week, because everybody seems to get this week seems to be a real working week, and this plays into that monthly reading and that transition that we're all going through. So let's just see what's going on with the relationship side. This will be interesting. The karmic message. If you want to be happy, you've got to play smart about it within your relationships. You can be you're very nice to people. I don't know many Geminis that aren't very nice to people. Hang on a second, I just said the thing. I think my camera just went off. Excuse me a second. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, it's, you're very nice to people. And, sometimes you don't get, there's not the return, as it were. And maybe you need to sort of like clarify what you want in the way of a fair exchange. Yeah. That was the Queen of Cups that sort of wanted a pop. Let's just see if she comes out again. Now you got the Nine of Cups. It's realizing the joy that you can have within you. And I wouldn't give up on the world outside. And I would keep plugging away, as it were, working through this bit of sort of heartache. Because I think, as I say, I think this heartache here comes from the world rather than actually people you know directly. Although there might be some of them. But I think it's mainly to do with the world. And it's almost kind of like, oh, world, you're really making me giving me a real heartache. And your karmic messages here is spread it, share the love, and that will tie in with the Queen of Cups nicely. And this possibly could be you being that gift for everybody else. That could well be it. But I still think that's for a collective. Let's just have a look what's going on for the universe, how the universe is trying to help you out here. They're nourishing your future. They're cooling your future. They're providing a lot of emotions for your future. They're trying to invoke a lot of emotions within you in regards to your relationships that are around you. It's time to get emotional, and sometimes it's time to call things out. Maybe that could be one of your gifts as well. You know, concentrating on your inner power. You know, the spreading of that love and stuff like that is like they're nourishing you from that inside you, and it comes from inside you. It comes, you know, she's got that. Let me just show you there. She's got that that star sort of in between her hands, as it were, and also at the same time, it's in the same position of that Nine of Cups. You know, it's almost as if like the universe is using you as an instrument to convey gifts to you, relationships that are around you. So I would concentrate on the people that you love, that you merit, that you keep, that are there for you as well, as much as you are there for them, sort of scenario for you. Okay, let's just see how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. There's many rides at the fair, and you may like more than one. I think this has to do with socializing and realizing which rides you like going on. So it's, you know, you could have been to a fun fair recently, so this could have a real particular message for you, but it's recognizing the relationships that make you that you enjoy, that stimulate you. Four of Swords, everybody got this. Once you realize that, it's going to provide a bit of healing for you. It's going to provide that feeling or that sensation of security within your relationship, something that you can count on, something that you can, you know, rest upon. You don't mind sleeping deeply with them looking after you, as it were. And I think that is what the relationships and how the guides are trying to influence that within you. As you bring out the best in you and provide it for other people, that healing process from that Four of Swords here, I've just realised that as well, the Four of Swords here, that brings it in. I think it's the outside world and how it's affecting the people that you cherish around you. I think the changes in the outside world and how it affects the people around you. I think that's what the guides are sort of trying to protect you from, in a way, or give you a sense of healing from this sort of overall energies that come through. You are the only one who's had the Three of Swords, I've got to say. Let's be clear about that as well. Okay, let's just see how the guides are trying to influence that sort of conversation that's within you. A brighter day needs to be created. A brighter day tomorrow is always possible if you are involved in it. It's being there, not just for you, but for other people and stuff like that. Don't give up, I think, here is the message for you more than anything else. And I think that's what they're going to be saying to you within you're thinking about your relationships around you. You might have the sensation of disappointment. You've got to keep giving and don't give up. That's what it seems to be like, and the universe is really relying on you, Gemini, as that force of someone who can keep calm and carry on and allow other people to feed off your good energies, so you can help a lot of other people as you go through life. Looks really good for you, actually. A bit of a trying time. Let's not pick bones about it. Let's be honest. It looks a bit of a trying week for your emotions, but you have everything to get through this. That's the thing. You have everything to get through this. Let's see what's going on your jobs and your business and your financial sort of side of life. I think this came out last week as well. I think it's standing up for yourself, bossing it up, or within your job. If you're in a job, it's a case of just sort of saying, look, these are my parameters. If you want to put more parameters on it, this is what it's going to cost you. Be honest about it. I wouldn't beat about the bush. And I'll pick through the bones about it. I'll just be, bit of a tower moment. Second air sign to get it. Is this an air thing? This could have something to do with the sun. Could have something to do with the sun, and we will see that in the sun at the end of this reading. So it's your karmic message is here is you've got to deal with the tower moment. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It can be a good thing. It can be the clearing away of the old and allowing in the new. So let's see how the karmic message is influenced by the universe. There's more than one way to do something, and there's more than one way to do something, or there's more than one way of looking at something. And I think the universe here is almost giving you a heads up about kind of going, and what if you did it like that? For the whole the universe is certainly helping you here. This is a new cycle, a change of fortunes. I think this is a good thing, this tower moment. I think it's going to put you in a class of your own. And I think it's good to have. You don't like confrontation, really. You're not going to shy away from it either, Gemini. Because usually you've worked out the process of how the confrontation is going to go. But this is a change of fortune, and it's like there's because you're going to realize that there's more than one way of doing something. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. They're helping you to take leaps and bounds ahead of the pack, as it were, within your job or your business and stuff like that. They're trying to help you really to step up a gear in a way, and go a lot quicker. They're going to bring in a lot of messages here. As I said, leaps and bounds. I think these messages are going to give you insight. As I say, the universe is sort of talking about that as well, giving you another point of view on something. And here I think there's going to be a lot of messages coming in, which is going to make you very much emotionally satisfied and also very productive in a way. This tower moment's really going to give you a bit of drive, and it's almost as if like someone's talking in your ear, kind of going, there's someone coming around the corner, step out a little bit, avoid them, avoid this, and they're giving you a heads up, a little bit like a radar in a way, and that's really, really good. Let's just see how the guys are influencing the conversation that is within you. They're saying breathe, because it's almost as if like you've it's like you've come out the city and you're finally parked the car in the countryside and you're going to go for that beautiful walk, and it's just like this kind of like, yes, really a beautiful moment. And so the conversation there is I think they're encouraging as well, sort of like, don't, it's a similar sort of thing here. I think it's going to be tricky emotionally for you, but at the same time it's sort of saying don't give up in a way. That these guides here are in your conversation sort of saying respite is coming, or success is coming, or success is coming for you within your business or within your job, or satisfaction. I think more than anything else, it's like you've got your just desserts, as it were, within those sort of things. Yeah, satisfaction. That's the King of Cups. Sorry. I wonder if the Queen of Cups is going to come out the top. Maybe it's the start of a new business and everything like that. I think these messages that come in are going to help you and your guides to sort of say, we've got this, and then be emotionally poised. So I would be in your financial dealings and within your work and everything like that. I would listen to those voices within you that sort of helped you to be poised and at ease with yourself emotionally. Let's just see what's going on in the combined message and how it goes through to the going future. It's almost as if you're walking through a house that hasn't got it's got all the shutters closed, so there's no light coming in, and you're opening the front door, and it ties in with that, yes. And I think that's that healing process as well that comes out of this. It's the Three of Wands, so it's almost it's seeing things with a new perspective, and it, sort of almost traveling or voyaging through the expectations of what you can see through this door. It's like you've opened the door and you can see this whole valley in front of you, and you kind of go, look at that and look at that, but you're not actually really going anywhere at the moment. That's what's coming up next week. I think this movement is going to come through, and I think this is where the universe is sort of saying it may be a bit of a tricky week, and I think that's tied into everything that's outside in the global, in the collective, that's going to cause you sort of a bit of a pain in the backside. But the universe is sort of saying, stick with it, Gemini. Stick with it, Gemini. We're going to have some really good success. So let's bring in the sun now, and let's see what's happening there. So we got the sun here. We got the corona holes, which is the earth energies. Now you got that fixed earth energy that comes through here, and it sort of dissects this side off in a way, very particularly. So it's a real separation between relationships and your work thing. And I can. It's difficult to see here, but sometimes it is an emotional thing of leaving a job or losing a business and stuff like that. There could have been a case of that, or I think it's more for people who are in jobs and more than anything else. It could be that tower moment, sort of kind of going, it's a change of fortunes coming in, the messages are coming here, and you've got to be controlled and calm and everything like that, and do all the work underneath the surface, rather than, because that's where all the earth is. The earth goes like that, and then it also comes up through you like that and around this side. So none of it's on the surface, none of it's around here, it's all in the inside of you. So there's a lot of work going on here, and that's that transition on that physical side, and it could be a little bit painful, saying goodbye to the old and bringing in the new, basically. So with the earth doing that, you have also that cardinal earth coming up through here, which is going to bring up that practicality and that tower moment there, and as it changes into that water, it's going to create a lot of satisfaction, direction within your career path, direction within your business. The thing that is missing is that fire coming in, and that's where you got that on there, and both sides. And then obviously you've got your fire of your good, of your base of your flower, because you're air and fire at the base of you. And that's not, the sun's not really feeding that at the moment. So they're not really feeding the outside. It's all to do with the inside for you, more than anything else, Gemini. So I think the most important cards here is actually the Tower, this Tower moment and the Cups. I think that's going to be a really good Tower moment because it ties in with it's coupled with the Wheel of Fortune, and those cups there is that security of the universe just being really at your back and got your back. And I think the other most important part is this point here is don't get too caught up in your disappointments and with the outside world, because you'll miss opportunities of making some really good relationships. And you've got to have that cool head, that cool hand Luke head sort of scenario in order to open those new doors for tomorrow. So I'm going to be saying these two cards here, the Nine of Cups and the Tower, and the King of Cups for me is the most important. This is going to be heavy on you. So if your fire does start kicking off, this is where this Tower moment can leak into that. So if the sun does start doing a lot of sunspots, a lot of solar flares in the direction of the Earth, that's when you're going to get a lot of that fire coming through. It's going to help you in some areas, but in other areas, it may actually make you a little bit too emotionally detached to that Tower moment, which could cause you a little bit of pain in your life. But if you let go of it, all of a sudden you'll hear all those messages coming through, because that's where the fire comes through that creates that Tower moment. It's also going to come with lots of messages for a brighter new future. So I think it's a short-lived thing. I think it's a short, sharp shock treatment in a way that's going to make you kind of go, right, straighten up and fly right sort of scenario. Okay, there you go, Gemini. There's loads of links in the description below, including your book that you can get, the Astroflower Gemini, the Gemini Astroflower, sorry. And yeah, there's links also to our sister channel and loads of other things as well. I'd like to thank you for your support to this channel and your subscription and just watching this all the way through to the end. You've been an absolute brilliant support for this channel, Gemini. Real sterling support. Yeah, so I do appreciate that. If you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Why are you not subscribed? What's going on? Just click that subscription button and then click that bell. You know you want to. Anyway, there you go, Gemini. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.